Hello, Unbrick Me here with a look at the LEGO Technic Ferrari 488 GTE AF Corse number 51, set number 42125. I gotta say that even though this set does have many flaws, which I will discuss further in this review, I actually really appreciate this set simply because it just looks beautiful. I love the aesthetic of the car a lot, and I especially love that it actually does include some functionality, although it's fairly minimal for a LEGO Technic set. First of all, we do get this V8 engine over here, which is a more or less traditional function of pretty much every single LEGO Technic car. We do get some sort of fake piston engine, but this particular V8 engine is actually connected to the differential. Since this LEGO Technic car is a rear-wheel drive, there is a differential here on the back. I just want to say that if you're enjoying this video so far, then please consider subscribing, because I am publishing reviews of every single LEGO Technic Winter 2021 set. If you want to stay up to date on the new LEGO Technic 2021 sets, my channel is the best one for you. Another function of the car is actually fully independent suspension. You get 4 different shock absorbers for each of the wheels. Now the back wheels have much more travel in terms of suspension than the front wheels. It is a little bit of a complaint of mine because it does result in the car standing a little too high. I do wish that the car stood a little lower, but honestly, it's not that bad. As you saw, it's not really something that stands out to me that much. I would have preferred, obviously, it to be a little lower, but what can you do? Over here on the side of the car, you will actually find openable doors. So let's open the doors, and inside you're gonna see a steering wheel, which is connected to the steering mechanism of the entire car. If you spin the steering wheel, it just controls the steering in the respective direction of the car, which is a really cool function, since I do appreciate it whenever the steering is connected to the steering wheel itself. It's a really nice function, although it is present in many different Technic sets, especially for this price and cars of this size. A big complaint about this car for me is the bottom section over here. As you can see, there is just so much wasted empty space. One of the reasons why I thought this set did not include a gearbox is because, you know, it was super strong structurally and it did not have any space for a gearbox. But I mean, just look at this. You could easily fit in a 4-speed transmission very easily into this car. So it boggles my mind why they did not add a transmission in this car, or at least even motor upgradability. We actually did get to see motor upgradability in the LEGO Technic Drag Racer. It was really basic, it wasn't full RC, you could just connect the motor to the actual driving wheels of the car, and boom, it was super fun. So why not include some sort of functionality like that into this set? Not by default, but maybe as an upgradable function of this set. Like, you could optionally buy a motor and then upgrade it like that. That would be really cool in my opinion. The biggest attraction of the set, in my opinion, is actually the way it looks, or the aesthetics. A lot of people might complain that it does use a lot of stickers. It actually does use 2 full-size sticker sheets, which some LEGO fans would consider to be pretty much ridiculous. But honestly, when I was building this set, I really didn't find this to be an issue. I actually enjoyed putting on the stickers. Would I have preferred printed LEGO elements? Yes, definitely, but do keep in mind that we get plenty of red LEGO Technic panel pieces which aren't supposed to be printed for LEGO Technic MOCs, and especially we get these sort of Lamborghini sign panels over here, which are introduced finally in the red color, so obviously you wouldn't want to have prints on here. The front, in my opinion, looks really cool. I do like these headlights over here. A lot of people think that these are stickers. Well, actually no, these are printed elements. Honestly, it does not look as bad in real life as it does on the pictures. I really think it does look better in real life than what you saw in the official images, but I don't really think that these headlights are really much of an issue. Obviously, I would have preferred something better here, but you know, with the constraints that they were working with, I think they did a relatively good job. Although the front trunk sort of this Ferrari is not even openable, so when you don't have a car with lots of functionality like a gearbox or really anything like that, I think that at least the front section should be openable, but it's not. And you do actually see these ginormous holes here in the front hood. Obviously, they're not used for cooling the engine or anything like that, since the V8 engine is actually in the back of the car, so I really don't know why these sort of front holes are out in the open like that. Both sides of the car look absolutely phenomenal. I love how these stickers aren't simply stickers, but they actually are sponsors of different companies, and this is really cool because it mimics the actual racing car. Racing events like this are generally sponsored by a lot of different companies, so it's really nice to see this sort of transitioned into LEGO, although I do think that these sponsorships alone made the set much more expensive than it should have been, so there's that sort of downside to that. The back of the car looks absolutely phenomenal. I love all the detailing here. I think that for LEGO Technic pieces, they did a really good job here, and I especially like this rear spoiler here. I do prefer the detail on the spoiler on the McLaren Senna GTR more, but it's still a nice little spoiler, which I do appreciate in this car. It really does sort of give that feeling that this car is built for speed, it is built for racing, and you really get a sense of just how fast this car is. Ultimately, I do not think that this car is going to be a bestseller, simply because, in my opinion at least, it is somewhat overpriced. You pay $170 for a car that has 1,677 pieces, plenty of stickers, and that's not really premium. You also do not get much functionality that really make LEGO Technic sets what they are, like gearboxes or potential motorization, for example. So primarily this model is a display-only set, and because it is a display-only set with so much hollow space underneath and just no gearboxes or really anything like that, in my opinion, it should have been priced maybe at like $140, $130, something like that. If I can look past that, if I can look past the lack of a gearbox, I think that this is a beautiful car. If you're a huge fan of the Ferrari cars like myself, I love racing cars. They're super fast, super awesome. If you're like me, you're gonna look past that and appreciate this LEGO Technic car for what it is. This is definitely a case of aesthetics over functionality. Here I have created a theoretical graph of the aesthetics versus function, and in my opinion, we should never prioritize aesthetics over functionality. We should either keep a balance between the two, or we should prioritize the functionality of the set a little more because it is a LEGO Technic set. For example, this car, if it were remade as a LEGO Creator Expert set, it would have been a little better because you could achieve much better beauty in terms of having less blocky elements, and you would not be expecting accurate suspension or a gearbox, for example. So maybe they should have made it as a Creator Expert set, but still, even as a LEGO Technic fan, I do appreciate this car a lot because if you're a mock maker of LEGO Technic or someone who likes to build out of LEGO Technic, you're really going to appreciate all the new red pieces, for example, the Lamborghini sign panels over here. So right now I just briefly want to go over the pros and the cons of this car. For the pros, it looks absolutely beautiful. I love the way the car is shaped, especially for a LEGO Technic set, and it's also perfect for any fans of Ferrari cars. As for the cons, there is no gearbox, the suspension is slightly inaccurate, and the set is arguably overpriced in my opinion. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to support my channel. Check out some of my other LEGO Technic 2021 reviews like the 42124 Off-Road Buggy or the McLaren Senna GTR. This is Jeremy Brickme here, and I'll see you in the next one.